You ever catch her glancing at you, just for a split second? But the moment your eyes meet, she looks away fast. You probably thought, she's just distracted. But here's the truth. That wasn't random. That was deliberate. Women hide their deepest desires in plain sight, through subtle signals that most men never even notice. It's like she's silently screaming without saying a word. The question is, can you read it? Or will you walk right past the opportunity you didn't even know existed? Brace yourself. You're about to see everything differently. Comment. The last time you noticed a woman giving off subtle signals like this, even if you realize too late. And stay until the end, because the last sign isn't just rare. It's her biggest giveaway. It always starts small. A moment you almost miss. You're sitting there, maybe at a cafe, your hands wrapped around a warm cup, steam drifting lazily into the air. You glance up, and there she is. She's looking at you. But just as fast as it happens, it's gone. Her eyes dart away. Her fingers tuck a loose strand of hair behind her ear. You probably think, oh, she just happened to look up. That's what most guys believe. They chalk it up to coincidence, to distraction. But it wasn't random. Not even close. What you just saw wasn't a fluke. It was a signal. A hidden test. See, women are masters of subtlety. They live in nuance. That quick glance? It wasn't about seeing you. It was about being seen by you. Without saying a word, she just asked you a silent question. Are you aware enough to notice me? And most men? They fail that test without even realizing it. She's not going to march up to you and say, hey, I find you attractive. That's too risky, too exposed. Instead, she sends out this tiny thread, almost invisible. A glance, a flicker, a glance away. It's safe for her. If you don't pick up on it, she can pretend it meant nothing. But if you do, everything changes. Let's rewind that scene. You're sipping your coffee again. She glances at you, her eyes lingering just a heartbeat longer than they need to. This time, instead of looking away immediately, you meet her gaze. You hold it steady, calm, no nervous twitch, no sudden shift. And just before she looks away, you let a faint, knowing smile tug at the corner of your mouth. That's it. No words. No movement. Just presence. Watch closely what happens next. She either blush, bite her lip, or maybe glance back again moments later, pretending she wasn't watching you in the first place. That's the real secret here. It's not about catching her staring. It's about what you do when you do. Catch her. Because here's the truth most guys never hear. She wants to be caught. She wants to know that you see her, not just as another person in the room, but as the woman who captured your attention. So next time you catch that fleeting glance, don't just dismiss it. Don't look away in panic or confusion. Hold it. Let the tension build. Just a little. Smile. Slowly. Watch her reaction. That's the moment everything shifts. Most guys will miss this completely, but you won't anymore. You know what's funny? Touch has a language all its own, and most men are deaf to it. They don't hear it. They don't feel it. They don't even realize when it's happening. Picture this. You're with her maybe at a party, maybe during a late-night conversation that's stretching longer than either of you expected. She laughs at something you said, something stupid, probably, but in that moment, her hand reaches out. It lands softly on your forearm, quick, almost playful, almost innocent. But here's the thing. It's not innocent at all. She didn't accidentally touch you. She chose to. Women use touch the way painters use color. Light here, bold there. And every stroke tells a story. That playful brush of her fingers across your arm, that wasn't random. She lingers just long enough for you to notice, but not long enough for anyone else to catch it. It's her way of slipping past your conscious defenses and speaking straight to your nervous system. Most men think, oh, She's just friendly. She touches everyone. But here's what's really going on. She's testing chemistry. She's asking, without words, how does this feel to you? Do you notice? Do you like it? It's her subtle way of giving permission, of inviting connection. Now, here's where most guys screw it up. They either freeze and pull away, afraid of misreading the moment, or they lean in too fast, too aggressive, snapping the tension like a rubber band stretched too far. But you're going to do something different. Let's rewind that moment. You're laughing. She touches your arm, soft, playful. Instead of jolting or leaning in instantly, you pause. You notice it. You let it sit there, just for a breath. Then, you respond. Slowly. Deliberately. Maybe your fingers lightly graze hers in return, just enough to let her feel it. Or maybe you wait a second, then adjust your posture subtly, moving just a little closer, but without saying a word. You don't need to chase the touch. You become the touch. That's when everything shifts. She'll pick up on it instantly. Her pupils might dilate. Her breathing might slow. Her laughter becomes softer, more deliberate. In that space, you're no longer just friends. You've crossed into something deeper, without either of you saying it aloud. Touch, in her world, is not about physicality. It's about permission. And when she gives it to you, she's watching carefully, studying how you handle it. Do you get nervous? Do you get cocky? Or do you remain grounded, calm, steady? Here's the truth most guys never realize. She doesn't touch you to tease you. She touches you to test you. And now that you know, you'll never miss it again. There's this strange thing that happens when you're around her in a group. You might not notice it right away. It's subtle, almost invisible, until you know exactly what to look for. Imagine this. You're standing in a circle of friends. The energy is high. People are talking over each other, laughing, sharing stories that aren't half as funny as they think they are. You crack a joke. Nothing crazy. Just a simple comment that lands somewhere between clever and cocky. And then it happens. She laughs. But not just any laugh. Hers is louder. A little more vibrant. Almost exaggerated. But somehow still sweet. Her body turns toward you, her shoulder subtly angling in your direction, even though she's still technically facing someone else. She plays it off, pretending she's focused on the whole group. But every time you speak, her attention snaps back to you like a magnet. You think it's just coincidence. You tell yourself, she's just in a good mood. She laughs like that with everyone. But deep down, something feels different. And here's the truth most guys miss. She's not laughing for the group. She's laughing for you. Women understand social dynamics in a way men often can't even fathom. They know their value in the room isn't just about how they look. It's about how they can shift attention, amplify it, direct it. When a woman wants you, she doesn't always show it through private one-on-one signals. Sometimes, she shows it by reshaping the entire room around you. She laughs louder when you speak. She agrees with your points more enthusiastically. She tease you in playful ways that seem harmless to others, but hold a deeper charge between just the two of you. She creates an invisible bubble within the crowd, where you're suddenly the center without even trying. And here's the twist. She's doing this not just to flirt with you, but to signal to other women too. She's planting a flag in plain sight, without ever making it obvious. You think she's just being friendly to everyone? Watch closely. Her body doesn't lie. Look at where her feet point when she's talking. Listen to the tone of her laughter when you speak versus when others do. Notice how she casually finds a reason to stand next to you, shoulder brushing yours. Even in a packed space, most men miss this completely. But not you. Not anymore. Here's what you do. Next time you're in that group, and you feel her orbiting near you, lean in slightly, not too much, just enough for her to feel the shift. Hold her gaze a half-second longer than necessary when she laughs at your joke. Watch her lean back in. Every single time, she's crafting a scene where you shine the brightest, even if no one else notices, and you're the kind of guy who sees it all. Here's the thing most men completely overlook. In today's world, the game isn't just played face-to-face. It's played in the quiet corners of your phone screen, too. You post something. Maybe it's a random story, your morning coffee, a gym mirror selfie, a song you can't stop playing. You don't think much of it. Just another post tossed into the digital void. But then, 10 minutes later, you check your viewers list. And there she is. Her name right at the top. Again. And again. Almost like she's sitting there, waiting for you to post. Watching from a distance. You probably tell yourself, coincidence. She's just always on Instagram. But is it really? See, women have learned how to leave digital breadcrumbs, small, almost untraceable signs that they're thinking about you without ever making the first move. Liking your old posts, reacting to stories that aren't even interesting, sending you random memes that seem innocent on the surface, but always somehow tie back to an inside joke you shared. It's easy to brush these things off. You might think, she just likes my content. But that's the surface level story. Underneath it, she's keeping herself just close enough to stay in your mind, but far enough away that she doesn't look desperate. Every time you see her name pop up in your notifications, it plants a seed. A soft, persistent reminder of her presence. And here's where it gets fascinating. She knows exactly what she's doing. Her likes aren't random, they're invitations. Her meme shares aren't just for laughs, they're tests. She's waiting to see how you'll respond. Will you jump in too fast? Will you ignore it completely? Or will you play the game with her? Matching her pace, her rhythm? Let's rewind. That scenario. You post your story. She views it almost instantly, again and again. Instead of immediately deeming her or liking her post back, you wait. You watch. You let the pattern build slowly, undeniably. Then, once it's crystal clear, she's dropping those digital breadcrumbs for you. You strike. You send her a message that mirrors her subtlety. Maybe it's playful. Maybe it's a callback to one of her memes. Or maybe it's just as simple. You've been showing up a lot lately. Coincidence? With a knowing wink. Watch how she reacts. Most guys chase too fast, too openly. They kill the tension before it even has a chance to breathe. But you're different. You wait. You watch. You strike when the moment is right. She's showing up without showing up. And now, you see every move she makes. Emotions are tricky, aren't they? Especially when they're wrapped in layers of hesitation, vulnerability, and subtle invitation. Women don't just spill their hearts openly. No, that's far too risky. Instead, they drop little clues, casual slips, soft confessions that hang in the air for just a moment before being pulled back. Picture this scene. You're talking. Maybe it's a casual hangout. Maybe a quiet moment in a louder room. She suddenly mentions something, a personal struggle, a tough day, a memory that stings just a little. But then, before you can say anything, she quickly brushes it off, laughing it off like it never really mattered. Almost like she regretted sharing it in the first place. You might have missed it. Most guys do. But that little slip? That's a signal. An invitation disguised as a retreat. Women do this for a reason. They want to test the waters. To see if you're safe. If you can handle their real selves, the parts hidden beneath the surface. It's not about seeking a therapist. It's about seeing if you're trustworthy. If you're willing to lean in when things get real. When she opens up like that, briefly, cautiously, she's asking, will you stay? Or will you run? It's a silent challenge wrapped in a soft smile. And here's the part most men get wrong. They hear the story. then rush to fix it. Oh, you're feeling down. Here's what you should do. Or worse, they try to make it all about themselves, turning the spotlight away from her vulnerability. But you're going to do something different. When she mentions that struggle, that regret, that fleeting pain, don't jump in with solutions. Don't try to cheerlead her out of it. Instead, lean in verbally first. Say something like, "That must have been tough." Let the weight of those words sit between you. Then wait. Don't rush to fill the silence. Don't force the next topic. Let her decide if she wants to say more. This pause is powerful. It says, "I'm here, I'm listening, and I'm not afraid of your realness." She's not testing your ability to fix her problems. She's testing your ability to hold space for her emotions without judgment. In that moment, you become more than a casual acquaintance. You become a safe harbor. And here's the truth. Most guys never get invited this far because they can't handle the quiet, the real, the imperfect. But you're the kind of man who notices these slips. You see the invitation hidden in the hesitation, and that already sets you apart. The emotional availability trap isn't a trap at all. It's a doorway, a chance to step inside her world. If you have the patience and the strength to walk through so next time she briefly opens up, say, "That must have been tough." Then let the silence do the talking. Most men will miss this completely, but you won't anymore. Jealousy. It's messy, complicated, and no one likes to admit how much it really plays into attraction. But here's a secret. Women use jealousy like a weapon, a test, and a signal all wrapped into one. And most men don't even notice the sparks flying right under their noses. Imagine you're chatting with her. The conversation is flowing, laughter bouncing between you. Then suddenly she drops a name. Another guy. Maybe a friend from work or someone she ran into recently. Her eyes flick toward your reaction, just for a split second quick. Subtle, like a secret message slipped between the lines. You might feel your chest tighten. Your brain races. Is she trying to make me jealous? Or is she just telling a story? That's exactly what she wants you to wonder. She's throwing gasoline on the fire, not to burn the place down, but to see if it catches. To see if you'll step up, show a flicker of possessiveness, a flash of confidence. She's watching to see if you're the kind of man who can handle the heat, or if you'll fold under. Pressured up, most guys get it wrong here. They either freeze, trying to hide their feelings, or they react too aggressively, turning the moment into a competition. But you stay cool, calm. You recognize the game. Here's the trick. When she brings up another guy, don't panic. Don't chase. Don't snap. Instead, smirk knowingly. Let her see that you're unbothered, almost amused. Then, calmly change the subject. This move flips the power dynamic instantly. It says, "I see what you're doing. I'm not threatened. I'm confident." That's magnetic. She wants to test you with jealousy because she's trying to see if you're truly secure. She's asking, without words, are you the man who can hold his ground? The man who doesn't crumble when the spotlight shifts. And here's what most men don't realize. Jealousy isn't about insecurity. It's about desire. It's a way she shows she cares. But she's protecting herself by watching how you respond. So next time she drops a name or teases you with a little competition, don't overthink it. Smile. Be steady. And then pivot. That smirk, that calm confidence, it says more than words ever could. Most men miss this completely, but you won't. This one is the hardest to swallow. The moment when she's warm, inviting, maybe even playful, and then suddenly she pulls away. The message is slow. The smiles fade. The distance grows. You're left wondering, did I do something wrong? Did she lose interest? Was it all in my head? It's brutal. It cuts deep. And yet, this disappearing act? It's one of the most honest signals she can give you if you know how to read it. C. When a woman pulls away after showing interest, it's rarely about losing desire. It's about fear, self-protection, the dance of wanting to be close but terrified of getting hurt. Imagine this. One week, she's laughing at your jokes, touching your arm, sharing little pieces of herself. The next, she's suddenly distant, barely replies, cancels plans, acts like she's preoccupied. What's really going on isn't rejection. It's a test, a challenge, a way for her to see if you'll chase in desperation or if you'll stand firm and show you're not needy. She's watching you now, waiting to see if you'll disappear like everyone else, waiting to see if you'll respect her space while still holding your own ground. Most men panic here. They flood her with texts. They try to fix it. They beg for attention. But you understand the deeper game. You know, the pulling away isn't the end. It's a moment of pause in the rhythm, inviting you to prove you're steady. To prove you're not just attracted to her presence, but to her whole self, even when she's not there. So here's what you do. Maintain your calm. Stay consistent in your own life. Mirror her distance subtly, not to play games, but to show you respect yourself enough not to chase. This isn't about winning or losing. It's about balance, strength, emotional intelligence. And when she sees you don't crumble, when you don't chase, something shifts. The pull becomes magnetic. The tension, electric. Because now she knows you're different. You're not a backup plan or a fallback. You're a man who stands on his own 2 feet. She's not gone. She's watching, hoping you understand the deeper game. This disappearing act is the ultimate test of your confidence. Most men fail it, but not you. Now, imagine walking into every room with a quiet, knowing smile. Not arrogance, not desperation, just calm certainty. You see what others miss. You read the signals hidden beneath casual glances, playful touches, and digital breadcrumbs. You no longer wonder if she's interested or just being friendly. You know, all those secret behaviors, the fleeting eye contact, the accidental touches, the laughter that's just a little too loud, the way she lingers online aren't random. They're a layered language, a subtle code women use to communicate desire without exposing vulnerability. And here's your edge. You're no longer the guy hoping to get lucky. You're the man who sees it all, who understands the psychology behind her moves, who can respond with confidence, calm, and clarity. Think about it. Most men never notice these signs. They miss the silent tests. They ignore the emotional openings. They get thrown off by jealousy triggers or the disappearing act. But you're different. You pick up on the cues that others overlook. You understand what to do and what not to do. That makes you irresistible, because attraction isn't magic. It's communication. A dance of signals sent and received. And now, you hold the map. Start by noticing just one sign this week. Maybe it's that glance she gives before looking away, or the way she touches your arm when you laugh, or how she watches your stories long after posting. See it, feel it, and respond with the quiet confidence of a man who's finally awake to the game. You don't need to chase or prove anything. You just need to be present, to be aware, to be steady. That's what turns subtle signals into real connection. You were once confused. Now, you're in control. You've just learned 6 secret signs she's secretly into you, the ones most guys miss completely. So here's a quick checklist to keep in your back pocket. The signs that can change everything when you notice them. First, watch for that fleeting eye contact. The silent glance test where she looks at you, but quickly looks away, waiting to see if you notice. Second, pay attention to the accidental touches, the brush of her hand on your arm, those subtle physical invitations she sends without words. Third, catch the social proof shift, the way she laughs a little louder when you speak, how her body subtly angles toward you, even in a crowd. Fourth, keep an eye on the digital breadcrumb trail, her likes on old posts, quick story views, and those seemingly random memes that actually mean something. Fifth, listen for emotional slips, the brief moments she opens up about something personal, but then pulls back, testing if you can handle her real self. And finally, notice the jealousy reflex, the subtle way she mentions other guys just to see your reaction, watching to see if you'll stay confident and steady. Spot these signs, and you'll never be left guessing again. Remember, it's not about chasing or guessing. It's about seeing clearly, responding calmly, and stepping into your confidence. You're the guy who sees what others don't. You're the man who's finally in control.